Welcome back, Leo. So today's reading is basically just if you feel like maybe lately you haven't been feeling motivated. I've just been noticing the people in my life are kind of, feeling like they're kind of in a fog and they're just really tired and not motivated to do anything. So I thought maybe this would be a reading that might be able to help all of us out as a whole. So this may or may not resonate with you. Obviously, if you don't feel like you have any issues with motivation, then it's not for you. And if you do feel like you've been a little unmotivated lately, then hopefully this will be helpful. So this is quick, 5 cards, and we'll just get to it here. So where are your unmotivated feelings stemming from? Let's see what we have. Okay, so here we have Justice in reverse. So this is really suggesting a sense of maybe unfairness, imbalance, or lack of accountability. So you might feel like the effort you've put in hasn't been rewarded, or that you're possibly dealing with dishonesty. So this is either from others or from self-deception, like you're doing it to yourself. So for a Leo who really values that recognition and fairness, this can kind of feel like, why should I keep giving if the scales aren't balanced? So there also could be some guilt or avoidance of a truth that maybe you possibly need to face. Okay. So is there a lesson that you need to learn to release this lack of motivation? Let's see. Okay, so here we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So this lesson is about the imbalances, okay, of giving and receiving. Are you giving too much without getting support in return? Or are you expecting too much validation? So Leo thrives on appreciation, but this card really warns against seeking motivation only from external approval. So the lesson here is give from the heart, but don't overextend or rely solely on others for the drive, okay? So how can you learn if you're feeling unmotivated? Let's see what we have. Okay, so here we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So you'll know when your sense of harmony or emotional fulfillment kind of feels broken. So this might show as like maybe you feel disconnected from your family, your relationships, or your own ideals. So for a Leo, this could mean I don't feel joy in my relationships or my home life. My fire feels kind of dimmed. So when your happiness feels conditional on others, your motivation is gonna suffer, okay? So how do you stop yourself from falling behind? Let's see what we have. So here we have the 10 of Pentacles. So what you need to do, Leo, is kind of focus on that long-term security and that building of a legacy, okay? So even if your emotions kind of feel unsettled, this card really says to ground yourself in your big picture vision, okay? So your career stability, your wealth, and creating something lasting. So for Leo, this is about remembering I'm working towards something that's going to stand the test of time. And that perspective can really keep you moving even if your passion dips, okay? So what should you focus on to be more motivated? Let's see. Okay, so here we have the Tower. So the Tower is pretty self-explanatory. This is a big one, okay, Leo? You really need to embrace the necessary change and shakeups, okay? So the Tower brings the breakthroughs disguised as breakdowns. So to regain that motivation, you may need to let go of old structures or old expectations, even if it feels scary. So for a Leo, this really means not clinging to the image of how things should look and instead allowing transformation to create space for a new passion. Okay? So in a nutshell here, now that we have all the cards, turned over, you're really feeling unmotivated because something feels unfair or maybe out of balance. And the lesson is to stop seeking that constant validation. Give without draining yourself. And then the warning sign, is your joy feels conditional on others. And then what you really need to do is focus on that long-term legacy and then to embrace that radical change to spark your new energy. All right, Leo, I hope this was helpful for you, and let me know if it resonates with you or not, or if you would like clarification on any of these cards. I just did a quick synopsis here for you just to try to keep this reading short and sweet, but we can dive deeper if you need a little more clarification. So until next time, best of luck.